For generations, the Thorns have been a family of tremendous wealth, position, and power. Robert and Kathy had a perfect marriage and a beautiful child. Then something terrible happened. And then it happened again. And they knew it was an omen. Gregory Peck, Lee Remick, The Omen, rated R.
You're listening to Movie Sucktastic.
Now we got drinks at the bar. They free. Come
It all sounds like some bad movie.
Hey there, Mr. Wilson.
Hello! Hello!
Hello!
Welcome to Movie Sucktastic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Scott, that's Joey. That's all you really need to know.
This is so weird.
What?
So, I drag your... Hold on. Let me drag me into... I drag your Skype video in, and it's invisible. Like, you see the arrow moving, but there is no you.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds right.
So I have to move... I hate this. I have to move the old video the way we used to do it. Oh, that's way too big. The new way was so much better.
I don't know if you noticed, I redecorated my office.
I saw. Who did you get? Satan. That's too small.
So this we're reviewing movies throughout the years, and we're on 76 right now, 1976, and
right.
I challenged Joey to The Omen, which I'd never actually watched from beginning to end. You know, but as a kid I never watched it, and then you grow up and you already heard about it enough where you know the movie, and I never got around to it. So this was a nice refresh for me. Unfortunately, it's just another stupid witch cult con.
Yes.
And not even there's problems all over the place with this film.
I don't understand them. Ugh.
What?
It's just screwing everything up. Like when I drag your video in, the taskbar shows up. I don't want the
This sounds like an omen.
Fine. My hand has been forced.
What we're doing?
I'm dragging it. I'm hiding the taskbar on purpose, so that when I drag in your video, there's no stupid fucking taskbar. I hate it. Anyway,
are you done? Are we good?
Yeah, we're fine.
Joey's had a long day.
I've had a long day. This is acceptable.
Yeah. So this is a film that's been
it's critically acclaimed.
Gone over by critics and reviewers, etc. There's been books written on it. It's based on a novel.
I mean, ever since really, I would say The Exorcist in 1972, I believe. Movies like this were completely in the public eye. Hollywood was all over it. I mean, Exorcist was such a huge film, and in my opinion, I don't think there's a better film than The Exorcist when it comes to stuff like in this genre. Anyway,
I just want to correct myself now before we get any further. I'm pretty sure I just said that it's based on a novel. That's not true.
No, okay,
No, not true at all. I said it, and I'm like, what am I talking about? Where did that come from? Nah, it's
I believe you.
Nah.
I bought it.
Richard Donner directed.
Yeah, who just recently died, by the way.
So it's kind of that was it an omen for us to review this?
He died before. He died before we. He died after you challenged it to me.
Right now,
yeah.
This is getting kind of creepy now because didn't we have a similar synchronicity
with
a couple of episodes ago?
Bill Cosby being released from prison. Yes.
Yes. So I feel like we're maybe we're just like connecting into some kind of universal matrix by tackling these films in such a specific order.
It's possible. This shit always happens in threes. This is 2 in a row. So
don't say that.
Well, I'm just saying my challenge to you, in theory, should have some sort of synchronicity soon.
Who are we killing this week?
We didn't kill Bill Cosby.
Yet.
Well. I will say that our YouTube stream is working without me having to do anything. Yay.
Nice. Yay.
Like as it should. Although OBS Studio, which is what we use to stream all this stuff, has had an update for a long time, and I've just avoided it because every time I'm ready to start the show, it wants me to update it, and I just say no because I know it's going to take forever. So, I mean, the streaming issues could be just from that anyway. But anyhow, we're reviewing The Omen. In 1976, the year of my birth. I was born June 16, 1976, so there's 3 sixes in there.
Hey
now.
Another going with the show. Now, so anybody listening who is, younger than us, might not have never seen the film just because it doesn't get a lot of play these days.
They made a remake in 2005, 6, something like that.
I did notice that because I kept finding. I was doing some image searches for a good shot of the nanny, and I kept coming up with the newer one instead of the older one.
Right.
So that kept coming up.
Well, I always try and throw the trailer, and what I do now is I'll do like a 15 or 30-second TV spot. That way our opening isn't, 11 minutes long.
5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so our openings to the show are under 3 minutes. And I found a 30-second TV spot, and I'd say about 10 seconds in, I'm like, wait, this is not the movie. The similarity, even in the trailer, is very similar. Like, there's a lot of scenes that they just redid.
Now, I will say, the one praise I will sing of this film is the cinematography.
Yes.
The direction.
Did it get nominated for anything?
I didn't look.
I'll look.
Oh yeah, it did. It did. I know because I have it in my list. But
it won an Oscar. Wow.
Yeah.
Probably for
very
cinematography.
Rare for horror films.
Oh, it won for best music and original score. Jerry Goldsmith. I mean, the music in this was, you could tell that it was above average.
Sorry. But I mean, and I know we haven't even started the film yet, so let's do that, and then I'll praise the cinematography later. I'll start it off just saying, for anybody who's not familiar with it, it's Gregory Peck and what's her name?
Lee Remick.
They have a child on, what was the exact date?
I think it was June 6th.
Yeah, June 6th at 6 a.m. But the kid dies in childbirth, and so the priest's like, hey, we got another kid here just laying around. You should take him. And, easy swappy. No one will know the difference. And Gregory Peck, being a smart adult, said, yes, let's do exactly that.
Yeah.
Without checking anything. Because he's already a rich guy.
He's an ambassador.
Later.
He's an ambassador.
Yeah, because an ambassador, they moved to England. England?
No, doesn't the opening of the film say Rome?
Well, that's the opening, but then later.
Then yeah, oh no, yeah, you're right. They do move to England.
Right. So, so basically, the baby that was stretched at birth, shock of shocks. The Satanists were behind it. They've got a plan. They got a plan. They got a long con they're going to play. They're going to play this long con for 20, 30 years. They're sure it's going to pan out. And it starts with getting this kid, who's apparently not a child, but born of a jackal. I don't know how that works.
The son of the devil.
Yeah. So I guess the devil had intercourse with a jackal.
Yeah, devil made him do it.
Yeah, okay, I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm.
So the
I'll
whole
allow it.
Then the whole point is like, as the kid grows older, evil things start happening around him. Nannies start killing themselves.
It's all for you.
Yeah.
Then hangs herself.
And what I love is that the dog tells her to do it.
Yes. Yeah, I saw that.
The dog, nobody noticed at the kid's birthday party.
That hounds of hell. Come on.
Yeah, they're the hellhounds. So everything, they get a little bit, they get into historical, actual, like, theological history, and the parts that make you feel like the film makes sense.
Right.
And it helps that Gregory Peck and David Warner are both great actors.
Yes. Specifically David Warner. I love him.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I could watch Time Bandits over and over and over.
All right. Out of all the films he's made,
I love that one the most.
I know, but still.
I love that one the most.
Now, in the film, David Warner is a photographer who starts seeing that images.
What do you want me to go, Tron? I won't go Tron.
No, definitely not Tron. No, I'm trying to get away from genre stuff. I have nothing to offer because my first thing when I think of him is either Wicker Man or Waxwork. So
Wicker Man has forever been ruined for me because of you.
Why?
You gave me that book to read. You're like, Joey, you've never seen The Wicker Man? I go, no, Scott, I've never seen The Wicker Man. Yeah. And then you gave me, what was it?
Cult Films. One of the volumes of Cult Films.
No, I thought it was a review. What was the other one? There's a real thick book, and it has, little reviews, synopses.
It's Cult Films.
Oh, was it? We were like,
Carter,
here, take this, read the synopsis for it, and they give away the ending. And I'm like, Scott, I've never seen the movie, and now it's ruined forever. I still, to this day, have never seen the original Wicker Man. I never bothered.
You know what? It's very long and plotting. I wouldn't push it on you.
It's a slow burn, as they like to say in the biz.
Slow burn. Yeah. Well, the Omen doesn't mess around too much after the. They do a little Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid montage to show him growing up.
Oh my God! When they're at that waterfall and they're like, Damien, and then they find him, he's okay, and then the looks on their faces, it just it looked like they should have had comedy music in the background. It's like, Damien.
I don't know what that scene was supposed to
project.
Or
entail. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do either. Maybe to the viewer.
Maybe to show they really love the kid.
Maybe.
But that montage did that. They're all smiling and happy and shit.
Well, right after that scene, it goes into montage mode. It showed them going through the years of raising this kid. I think it's 5 years. So
yeah.
Because everything, all these prophecies, 5 years ago, this church burned down 5 years ago, this happened 5 years ago, the prophecy 5 years ago.
Right.
And it's my God, this child is exactly 5 years old.
Yeah, but none of these prophecies say that this guy is going to be best friends with a future president, and that's how he's going to they didn't. Again, it's another satanic cult con where it's like supposed to be Ocean's 11.
Right.
Satan 7? I guess that works.
The Satan 5.
Yeah, and then so after the nanny kills herself, and here's the sad part. I just now made the connection that the reason the nanny killed herself was so that they could sneak in their own nanny?
Correct.
For some reason during the film, all I thought was like, I guess she just wanted him to be happy.
It's all for you.
And then when the new nanny shows up, I didn't think anything of it. It's like, oh, well, here's a new nanny.
And you know what? When the new nanny shows up, she is an ass and a problem right from the get-go.
Yeah.
How do you not send this person back to the quote-unquote agency? It's like, I don't need you in my house watching my kid. Sorry. Every step of the way. She's like defiant. She is telling them what to do. Damien doesn't belong in church. Don't you think he's a little young? No, have him ready. And it just like that scene goes on for about 30 seconds or a little longer. And it's just by the end of it, it's like, have my child ready in 5 minutes. We're going to church to have this, to go to this wedding.
They foiled our plans.
And of course, the kid freaks the fuck out the second they get to the church.
I can understand Gregory Peck not firing her because he's already proven that he's not good with decisions.
No, he's terrible.
He really just doesn't know when to decide things.
Yeah.
So David Warner, who's been taking pictures all over the place, he suddenly discovers that he's taking psychic imagery or whatever, and that these pictures he's taking of people are foretelling their deaths.
Yes.
Don't know why. Just happened to happen to him. It's not, just, oh, look at this. Look at what I can do. And I don't mind. I'm okay. I'll look the other way for that. I'll suspend disbelief for that because it gets David Warner more in the film, and I'm happy with that. But then they become the Hardy Boys and try to track down what's going on with all this craziness. Is he still alive? What?
Is Dave Warner still alive?
I do not know.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. I hope he is.
In the film, he's still alive, but that's not going to last long.
No.
Well, and they only first get together when I like the fact they skim over that the priest is like a well, I mean, he's not a drug addict, but the entire time we've been seeing him, he's been bombed out of his mind on morphine too.
Right.
And they kind of skim over that at the end. It's like I would have liked to know that at the beginning. Can we make the whole first act of film with just this crazy preacher trying to convince this rich guy that his son's the Antichrist?
Right.
Let's make this a TV series.
Yeah, David Warner is still alive, and he will be 80 this month. And they're, I can't remember his name, Tiki Watiki or whatever, that guy.
What?
What the hell is his name? The guy that directed Thor Ragnarok. He did Jojo Rabbit. That. Oh
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
His last name, he's from New Zealand, but he's got
a weird name. We know what you're talking about. What's he doing?
He is developing Time Bandits, the TV show.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
I
you know what? If it was a movie, I'd be concerned. Doing a TV show, good for them.
Yes,
I'm assuming it's not gonna be on regular TV. I'm assuming we're talking like a cable.
No, it's going to be. I believe it's for HBO.
Then I'm okay.
It's a cable show of some kind. It's not going to be on broadcast TV.
That's all I cared about.
Yes. So I can't wait.
Okay.
I'm gonna look that up
David Warner
too.
and Gregory Peck don't get together until the crazy priest, the morphine cancer-ridden priest, who's been chasing Gregory Peck all around town, gets chased down by a storm and then impaled by the church. By the lightning
rod on the church.
Right. Now here's where I start being angry with the film.
It took that long?
What?
It took that long?
Yeah. Well, this was when I started. But you know what was swaying me is the cinematography. What I love about Richard Donner's direction in this film is if you pay attention, he hardly ever puts the focus of the scene in the center screen. They're almost always off to the side with something else in the foreground or background. Yeah. Important or not. You go back and you watch with that in mind, you'll notice he almost never directly confronts, dead center, the focus of the shot.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And it gives so it's kind of static, but at the same time, it really gives a lot of scope. And I wouldn't say it's similar to Stanley. Kubrick.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say it's similar to his, but it's that same kind of like spatial style where everything's going to be this way, and it always works to the benefit of the scene. I think almost always.
Yeah. No, I agree. I absolutely agree.
So that's why it took me up until the priest being killed by the weather, where I started getting annoyed because I'm okay with the dog talking. I'm not okay with the dog talking to the nanny. That was the first problem. But then this. So what happens now is we have like the Satanists. They have their own agenda. They have their plan. They have their Satan's 11. But Satan himself apparently is joining in.
Mm-hmm. He's helping making things happen.
Style. Yeah. I'm just gonna make that thing happen with the truck. I'm just gonna. Oh, look at that. Now. Half of the kills are done by people, but the other half are done by Satan. And
sure.
It makes me have to ask, at what point does God get involved?
God doesn't care.
We know. I'm talking in the film. The film's logic. I was like, it's the supernatural aspect of the movie that really bothers me because it doesn't belong. It's not a supernatural film, or it shouldn't be a supernatural film. It'd still be stupid, and I'd hate it more if it wasn't supernatural. Right. So maybe I should strike that and reverse it.
Strike that, reverse it.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling.
It's okay. Taika Waititi.
But yeah, I can never pronounce it either.
I can't either. But very quickly, he's got some pretty interesting stuff under his belt coming. He's got Thor: Love and Thunder. He's going to write and direct a Star Wars film. And he might actually do it justice. He's doing Time Bandits TV show.
Do what justice? It's Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's Disney's newest whore. There's no justice to be done.
I think he's a very good writer and director.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's going to do a shit film. I'm just saying who cares.
He is doing the Time Bandits TV series.
Right.
He's doing the pilot. He's writing and directing the pilot, and he might obviously do a few other episodes, but he is the main force behind it being done. Mm-hmm. He is also doing a Reservoir Dogs TV show. So I don't know how that's going to work, if it's going to be a whole slew of different actors, or they're going to have like Mr. Pink, Mr. Brown, like they're going to do all that again. I don't know how that's going to go. He's also writing some episodes for a new Flash Gordon movie. So I guess they're rebooting Flash Gordon from 1980.
Oh, that could go anyway. Remember the TV show they did where it was an alternate dimension?
Yes.
Oh God. Oh, you totally missed your market there, sir. No one that remembers Flash Gordon remembers it seriously.
This is all years and years away, except for Time Bandits. It says it's been announced, but the Reservoir Dogs stuff is in post-production, and it's supposed to be out this year.
I just got a bad feeling that this whatever it is, it'll feel like, okay, we could have done it without calling it Reservoir Dogs, and we would have been fine, but we have a marketable property that we can stick here. I don't know. And then nothing against the movie or Tarantino or anything. And I'm not saying it's so great that it can't be reproduced. I don't know.
And then the Thor: Love and Thunder film is apparently finished. It's in post-production as well. That's coming out next year.
Yeah, I think I'm caught up on all the Marvel films except for Black Widow. I have not seen that yet.
I watched it. It was good.
So I mean, fucking Satanists, you know? What's the deal? Oh, but now, so later in the film, Mr. Psychic Photos takes pictures of himself with like a black strike across his neck. Guess what's coming up?
Guess what's
coming? And that comes up to the famous decapitation sequence,
which was just in the slide a minute ago. It's so bad.
I reframed that for some really nice shots.
Isn't that your wallpaper or your new background on Facebook?
Yeah. I had the little girl shot in the chest from
Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, I had that as my icon for like 2 weeks. I kept waiting for Facebook to take me down for something like that. It's like, no, it's like, oh, I guess everybody that's accessible to my feed has a sense of humor.
Yeah, no, you probably.
Or, I'm sorry, or has a sense of perspective.
If you put that up with some sort of politics involved, it would have got taken down immediately.
Oh, sure, yeah. Now, last episode, I mentioned that one of my favorite things about The Omen is a review written about it by Harlan Ellison.
Yes, you had mentioned that he was not kind.
Well, and I have the same problem with Harlan Ellison with this film as I did with his problem with Boy and His Dog.
Right.
So his problem with this film is here's a quote. This film, The Omen, is a textbook example of what we mean when we speak of gratuitous violence. That is, violence escalated visually beyond any value to plot advancement or a simple good taste. Yeah. That which makes your stomach lift and your eyes look away. And so he describes the audience as like puts a lot of people down. He's being a real jerk. And then he starts describing the scene. And he's setting it up. Warner has the flop sweat of a, you can tell he's nervous because we all know he's going to be decapitated. That's his point.
Right.
We know he's going to be decapitated. We kind of told it with the paper photo. So all this buildup is the tension. Now we know he's going to be hit by glass. Quote. And because we're trained to drive instantly to the most morbid escalation of the death equation, we suspect he'll be decapitated, and that's the point to which the violence is at least tolerable, acceptable, required by the plot. So he's saying, just knowing that it's going to happen, we shouldn't have to see it. And here's his description. It's going to take one moment, but you'll love this.
Yes.
Intercuts. The glass slicing through the air. David Warner's face registering terror as he sees it coming. His eyes starting from his head. His mouth open in an animal scream of horror. The faces of the other actors distorted in ghastly expectation of the impact. Glass. Warner screams. Close-ups on the glass slicing into Warner's neck. Blood spurts across the glass. The head rolls onto the glass. Glass and body carried backward to smash against the wall. Glass splintering. Okay, we think horrible. That's it. Oh, no, it's over. Wrong and wrong. Now the head rolls down the glass, draining blood from dangling cords and emptying carotid arteries. Sorry. Wow. And no, that head wasn't good enough that you could see.
Like arteries and tendons.
Carotid arteries. No. Blood smears on the glass in long, streamy streaks. Enough! The head bounces off the glass, hits the cobblestones, rolls. Enough! Enough already! The head rolls into a corner. Enough! God, cut me a break here! The head comes to a stop as the camera comes in on the final spurting of blood, the face contorted in horror, the eyelids still flickering. And here is the ultimate ghastliness of that moment. Close to Christmas of 1976. Not on the screen in the theater. The audience was applauding wildly. They were, God help them, laughing. Now, ignoring his hypocrisy for a moment, I guarantee you the reason the audience was exploding with laughter and enjoyment is because it's such a horrible special effect.
Oh, it's terrible.
It does not look anything like, even not because they slow motion it too.
He described it better than it actually happened.
Exactly, right. He described the gore more distinctly and vividly than the actual special effect he's complaining about.
Right.
I like Harlan Ellison. I'm not one of these people who hate him, but the people that do hate him, I understand why.
He seems like if he was alive today, he would have jumped on the torture porn bandwagon very easily.
From what I've read so far, and I am nowhere near a scholar on Harlan Ellison, so if anyone wants to correct me, don't even bother. But I feel like he's one of those people that was an old man at 20.
Yeah, he was like the grumpy old man from Saturday Night Live. This is how it was, and we liked it.
But again, I'm currently reading his selection of short stories. What is it? I actually have it up on my Kindle, so I can tell you what it is. Approaching Oblivion. This collection of stories. And the first story in it, called Knox Alone, the brutality, both verbal and physical, are insane, disturbing. But he has a problem with the fake head rolling around a sheet of glass.
Yeah.
I've never understood his criticisms of violence in films. It's just really something that he feels like he's able to do in literature, but should not be allowed visibly on the screen. There's no reason for it. He's a jackass for that.
I mean, think of it really. I mean, how long has he been dead now? 20 years? 15?
I keep forgetting he's dead. No, not 20.
Is it longer or sooner?
Shorter. I think shorter.
Shorter, right? Like maybe 15? But even so, these words are 45 years old, and we're still talking about it.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, we're going to. I mean, again, he was a what's the word? I'm losing my mind tonight. But he was a voluminous writer, and he wrote a lot of stuff that became very popular, and he was in with the bigwigs. He was rubbing shoulders with R.C. Clarke and Asimov. All the big freakheads.
The big ones.
Yeah, he'd get around with them, and he'd complain about how all these kids today. So I mean, you got to take anything, and I think this is true of any author. You got to take everything with a grain of salt.
Definitely, you do. You
don't have to agree with everything your favorite author says. You don't have, and you don't have to hate someone just because you disagree with something they do. And and honestly, I feel like I personally think that some of his fiction is simplistic and over melodramatic. That's me. I don't like sci-fi though, so I'm biased, which means I can say it.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, I just thought it was a nice little thing there, how the Omen was corrupting. Oh, and he has this great part. Oh, what did I do with it? Yes, at the end, he says, now 5 years later, I see the twisted path stretching from that night of monstrous perception to an omnipresent mode in current movies. In the phrase credited to writer-interviewer Mick Garris, knife kill movies.
He's talking about Halloween and Friday the 13th and everything that came post this film.
So I guess knife kill movies really didn't catch on as well as slasher films did.
No. Knife kill movies.
Yeah, he lists them all. You want to see how many we actually have reviewed on the show? Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
Prom Night. Oh yeah, he starts with it. How many have you seen? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Prom Night.
Did we do Prom Night? I don't think we did Prom Night.
No. He Knows You're Alone.
Didn't do that one.
Don't Answer the Phone. Dress to Kill. When a Stranger Calls. Motel Hell.
Ooh.
Silent Scream, Blood Beach, My Bloody Valentine, we've done that. Friday the 13th, we've done it. The Omen 2. Oh, he throws in the Omen.
Well, wait a
sequel.
minute.
Come on.
Oh, he does throw the Omen. Have we done My Bloody Valentine?
Yeah.
Or did we do the remake?
We did both.
We did both?
I'm almost positive we did both, yes.
Now, I think My Bloody Valentine was like way, way, way back in 2009 when we started this show.
Don't maybe bring out my spreadsheet.
Bring it out, baby.
Oh, you motherfucker.
I'm thinking we didn't actually review My Bloody Valentine. I think we talked about it. It was one of those briefly talked about, we watched it together type things.
Autosum, what the fuck?
I don't know if that was a formal review.
Hang on. Trying to muddy the waters here.
Not the original. Maybe just the 3D remake.
All right, hold on.
You go all the way to the beginning of your spreadsheet because that's where it would have been.
No, I'm sorting by title, sir.
Oh.
Don't backseat drive my spreadsheet.
Hey, you can go by year. It'll be quicker.
I'm not getting either.
I didn't think we did. I think we mentioned it.
We have.
When we did the Halloween episode where we talked about, like whatever it was, 8-10 different horror films, we just kind of very briefly talked about and reviewed films, and I believe that was one of them.
All right. Well, I will have to say though, my list is not complete because we still have a backlog on episodes that need to be uploaded to iTunes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going on vacation next week. I'm gonna do it tomorrow because I'm not gonna be able to sleep if I don't.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, how do you like some of the new?
I love them. I think they're great.
You see what I was doing with the reverse sex photos?
I did. And I'm like, well, he's not doing what I do, so. But I gave him carte blanche. I was like, Scott, you have carte blanche because you're doing the work.
You know what?
There's a few of them where I was like, there's a really good scene that could have been used.
I went a little bit with the I restrained myself with the Ice Pirates one.
You restrained yourself a lot, I think.
My favorite is Roma. So that's okay, but a naked man performing martial arts is not.
Yeah, but I covered up his genitalia with your animated face.
Yeah,
I mean, it was awesome. It was every time I saw it, I giggled.
You can't fight the algorithm.
I guess not. 2009 and 2010 remakes, episode 3. Remakes for 2009 and 10. We must have mentioned it in that.
Oh, you know what? 3D. Well, I know we mentioned it like in the 3D episode too, because My Bloody Valentine, the remake was 3D.
Yeah.
But
so,
I could have sworn I could have sworn that the original. I'm almost 100% positive we reviewed the original. When you finish uploading those recent episodes, we'll know for sure.
No, we won't.
Yeah, well, we don't know now.
Halloween special, it doesn't mention it there. When was that 3D one?
I don't remember.
Heaven's Gate. What did we call that one? Threediculous?
You called it that.
Well, I like that one.
Now, so after David Warner gets his head cut off, before that, didn't his wife die before that? Warner.
Yes, his wife dies first. Then because then he talks about how he wants Damien to die too, and then they finally go see the guy that the priest told him to go see all the way back in the first act.
Mm-hmm. Now, when the mother dies, Gregory Peck calls her and says, "You get out of London immediately." And so she gets up, and then crazy nanny shows up and pushes out of the hospital window.
Yes.
And then
another reason to have fired her immediately.
And then suddenly Gregory Peck decided, yeah, I can kill a kid.
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah, I can do this.
Sounds good.
Yes. So they go to see what's his face? Damn it.
Yes. What movie was he in? I forget. He was in a movie where he was sweating heavily, breathing hard, and I think he died of a heart attack. That actor. The hell's his name? It's I'm
not seeing him in the cast list.
Oh, no way.
Pregnant silence.
He's got to be in like the not the uncredited. Carl Bugenhagen, Leo McKern.
Yeah, I'm looking at top cast. That's why. That bullshit.
Yeah, Leo McKern.
Yeah, I recognized him.
That's right. He was in Lady Hawk. He was in Lady Hawk, and he played Imperius. And when he was talking, and when he was like acting, he was just like he just breathed. He was, yeah. Let's see. What did he die from? It was. It just says following a long illness. Interesting. Okay.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah, so what doesn't happen, though, is Gregory Peck killing the kid.
He tries that and gets shot by the police.
Unfortunately, he raises the attention of the local police when he kills his nanny.
Yeah.
which holy shit! I've never seen such a more long, dragged out fight sequence between a large man and a woman.
Hey, She had
crazy
that
strength.
fiery will in her.
That crazy strength's okay, but then I was just very disappointed that both of them had like a weapon in each hand, like a knife and a screwdriver, both trying to force at each other, and he gets both of them into her, and neither of them were in her eyes.
Right.
There was a letdown.
They don't have the budget for that.
They had enough budget to make a David Warner puppet.
Yeah, but
not a good one. You're right,
no,
never mind.
yeah.
Right.
So, and I think if they're going to go for that, it's just going to be stabbing a dummy's head, and it's just going to look even worse than the decapitation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So Gregory Peck drags little Damien to what a sweet name for a kid.
Yeah, you know.
And drags him up to the altar in a church, and the cops they stop that, and so then his president friend says, "Hey, I'll adopt the kid," because the Satanists knew that would happen. They knew that.
Money and power. Money and power.
But here's my point. You're telling me there's not one rich guy with power, and that's not also evil enough to be a Satanist.
Okay. Yeah.
You're telling me that there's not like there's not an equivalent of Jeff Bezos running around there who, instead of wanting a rocket ship, saying, "No, I'd really love to sell the world to Satan." I mean, I just want to see people suffer. That's just weird.
Just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah. I mean, it's Rosemary's Baby all over again.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we got to con them into taking a kid. Just ask a rich person, "Hey, this is the devil's son. You take him, and you're going to make a lot of money." Great, let's do it.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Hi, young Damien. Nice dog. You know, just.
Oh yeah, that nanny said she got rid of that dog. She brings this dog out of nowhere, and he's like, "We don't need a dog." And she's like, "Yeah, but your son is in love with the dog, and he'll protect us when you're on your. We don't need a dog. Get rid of the dog."
Worst ambassador ever. I hate to see this guy doing his job. No wonder there's so much evil running around the world. You got these guys like these running things. Like, oh no, yeah, that's a horrible dog, but if the kid likes it, all right. Let me just stay as emotionally detached as possible when I make this decision.
Right.
Yeah, but beautifully shot.
Beautifully.
Every scene was a joy. I mean, I was taking some screenshots just for the camera angles. You'll see that, like the park sequence when he meets the priest, and just like again the long and far shots, and just holds it. It's just stunning. If I could recommend this film for anything, it'd be just for watching how it's shot. I feel the same way about
which one?
Other stuff.
Other stuff. Yes, that's a good.
That's
good
as far
plan.
as I'm going to commit to that.
Good plan. And this has been remastered on Blu-ray, and for a film from '76, it looks pretty good too.
Yeah. See, when I went to watch it, I was like, "Oh, my copy's SD. Fuck this noise." So a couple hours later, I've got a nice HD copy to take screenshots off.
Yeah. Oh my God! All right, so I think we're at the point where we can rate this film.
Yeah, I mean, unlike Rosemary's Baby, there's no real subplot or theme. Like with Rosemary's Baby, it was like women in a man's world and losing control in that way, the patriarchy.
Right.
This film, the only message I get out of it is don't adopt.
Yeah. Unless you do your homework.
Your child's dead? We could offer you this one. No, we'll try again. No, we're good. Jesus Christ. So, needle pulling thread.
Yeah. On IMDb, it's currently rated a 7.5 out of 10. Now, on Rotten Tomatoes, it's even higher. I think it's like 83% review critics and like 80% audience score.
Yeah.
All of it is too high.
That's what that IMDb Rotten Tomatoes is because they include anybody with like
with an account. I know.
With a fan review site. That's why.
So it's critics and it's review sites, so that it's all bundled into one.
Seven's a nice round number for this film. I don't want to take off too much for the Satanists, but I don't want to add too much for the cinematography.
No, 8 is too high. Anything under a 7 would probably not do the film justice.
It's too well made.
It's too well made.
Almost.
Like it or hate it. Cinematography, like you mentioned, is fantastic. Music, I love when I watch a 70s film and the music is not soap opera, TV show garbage. Mm-hmm. So I'm a fan of that, just that alone. So yeah, I can go 7 on this. I'm totally fine with a 7. I wouldn't feel right going a 6 on this. I just wouldn't. I wish we could do decimals. I really do wish we could do decimals with this stuff, but we can't.
7 it is. I'm okay with 7.
Awesome.
It's and no, never mind.
Okay.
7. So what's next on the agenda, the good sir?
So
Are we staying in 1976?
Of course we are. And we're going big budget.
Uh-oh.
We're going big budget. And it's a film I knew when we hit 76 we would absolutely be doing. We're doing Hollywood. We're doing popcorn. We're doing popcorn film. We're doing big budget. We're doing remake.
Oh, I already know.
You of course you know.
Yeah.
1976 was huge for this film. And so what is it? Do you know it?
King Kong.
Of course it's King Kong.
Now, I'll say this much.
Yes.
I like this film a lot more than I did Peter Jackson's remake.
This is
and
why
that's all I'm going to say.
Now, I'm going on vacation next week, and what I try and do every year when I go on vacation is, because we go on a family vacation, we rent a house, and we all hang out in the house for a week. I always try and get the house to watch The Challenge with me. The last challenge, which was Meet the Feebles, did not go over well at all. Not one bit. We made it 10 minutes. 10 or 15 minutes into the film, and everyone's like...
What's the scene that made you turn it off?
I'll
tell you, with Doug and Brian, they both watched it, and they turned it off the minute... the first scene, when the walrus
was fucking the cat?
They were like, no, this is not for us. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
What scene did it? I gotta know.
No, I believe it was right after the walrus cat scene. I just kind of got a few looks, and then a couple of minutes after that, which is all the stagehands are coming in, they're preparing for the show, and it was just like The Fly comes, and it's just like, yeah, no, we're done.
Film snobs, pure and simple.
Did we make it? Did we make it to the scene where the fly was eating shit? No, that's like 45. That's like 45 minutes, almost an hour in. No,
that's third act.
Yeah, I'm watching that alone, and I think I'm watching that alone, and I'm like, man, I wish we made it this far. I just would have loved just to know their reaction to it. No, it was when what's his face arrived. He's like new in town. What the fuck is his name?
Oh, the hedgehog.
Yes, he makes it into town, and they're just like, what is this? What are we watching? And I'm like, it's Meet the Feebles. It's like the Muppets on crack. And they're like, you know what? I'm out. So I think we ended up watching, what did we put on instead? Oh, Luc Besson. He did, he made that French comic into a movie. That's something of the...
Aeon Flux.
No, it was... I'll look it up. But it was the last thing...
District 9?
No.
Is it the Valerians?
The Valerian, yes.
Yeah,
it was Valerian.
I watched that whole film, and I still don't have any idea what I saw.
Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
When you watch a film like that, and you don't recall any scenes whatsoever... Any?
Right.
I mean, any. I if you put a gun to my head right now, I could. The best I could get at would be, say, the male and female lead tended to bicker. I don't remember anything. That's it. I love Luc Besson, but sometimes some of his stuff just goes a little bit beyond where I'm willing to go.
Well, yeah, we watched that instead, and I believe they were with you. It's like, I don't know what the hell is happening. Just so
and
much.
You should have said, "See, we could have been watching Meet the Feebles."
Well, I did say we could put Meet the Feebles back. No. We'll brave through this.
I think that was the general audience response to that movie too.
Valerian or Meet the Feebles?
Valerian.
Yeah, it was panned. I think it was panned.
You know what? I saw Meet the Feebles in a theater.
Did you really?
Yep. I still have the flyer too. It was playing in the Village in New York when I was going to school there.
Wow.
And so it was like a one-time showing. I made it, and I don't recall anybody walking out of that.
Because that was because you were the only one there?
No, there were a few people in the theater.
Oh yeah.
Now, Brain Dead, Dead Alive, I saw that in the theater too in the city, and 2 people got up and left during the whole "I kick ass for the Lord" scene.
Oh, why? That's like.
It's like, you made it this far. You didn't know what you're getting into?
No, when you take Jesus and the Lord in vain, I'm out. It's like, really? This is a Peter Jackson film.
The only other 2 films I remember people walking out on, Action Jackson, because it was me. And
you walked out of Action Jackson?
Because I saw the ending first. We got into the theater, the ending was up, so we watched the beginning. So technically I walked out of Jackson.
Technically you walked out of it, but you walked out at the point, up to the point you had already seen.
Oh, yeah.
And there was no need to stick around to watch the ending twice.
I walked out, yeah. But the only other film I remember people walking out of was the opening night for Natural Born Killers.
Pussies.
You know, and you look back on that now, it's like, oh, this is what people were pissed off about?
Right.
What the really? Oh.
I've only ever walked out of one movie, and it was because I was just bored. And I have since to give the film a second shot because...
Which one?
It was Terrence Malick's Thin Red Line.
Oh, I don't like war films, so...
Well, I mean, it came out in 98, and I went to go see it alone, and it's a 3-hour film, which I have no problem with. But I'm watching, and I know Malick's stuff, it's a lot of it is slow and dry, and, it gets there, but you got to be patient. I just didn't have any patience that night. I was like, you know what? I just don't feel like watching this. I went alone. I had no one to go with. It was just one of those. I went to the Claridge in Montclair, and it just went alone. And about an hour and a half.
Did you go with anybody else?
Really? About an hour and a half in, I was done. I was just bored, and I was like, I'm not feeling it. So I walked out. That's the only thing I've ever walked out of. Not because I didn't like it, just because I was bored. I should rewatch it.
And it's like every other year at Cannes, some idiot makes a big scene and walks out of a film because of a controversial scene, so they can get attention.
Well, of course.
It's fucking. Who the fuck walks out of a
The
movie?
Woman? That was a big one.
The Woman and the House that Jack built.
The House that Jack built.
Incident.
Yeah.
That's how I first heard of that film.
Oh, because people were walking out.
Actually, that's how I first heard about both of those films. It's like, what are we talking here? Let's go.
Tame in comparison to most of the shit we've seen.
Yeah. Again, perspective. That's the one thing.
Yes.
As a film goer, you have to have perspective. You have to be able to handle the fact that you're not supposed to like everything you see. You're not supposed to enjoy everything that's part of it. It's not. It's an experience. It's not a fucking tickle.
No, exactly.
So that's why if Time Bandits had made it to broadcast television, forget it. Tickle, tickle, tickle. They're gonna fuck it up. HBO is like, all right, we can actually put real emotions in here and treat people like adults.
Yeah,
all right, cool.
I'm pretty sure it's HBO because Time Bandits is a Warner Brothers property. Warner Brothers made that film, so I'm almost positive it's going to be for HBO Max. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure.
And notice I didn't say I'm okay with it if Terry Gilliam's okay with it, because I don't care if Terry Gilliam's okay with it.
Every other film, I'm just like, fuck that guy.
I wouldn't say every other film for me, but I feel like his hits and misses have shown that he works best when he has someone guiding him. Like a producer that knows how to harness the energy but keep it contained.
Right.
It's like the Matrix movies all over again.
Yeah, like the last film he did was he finally got to make his Don Quixote film. And
I still haven't watched it.
I've seen some of it, and I I didn't hate what I saw. Let's put it. I never finished it. It was just on cable while I was flipping through, and I was like, you know what? I want to watch this from the beginning. I don't want to watch like from the middle to the end. I just want to watch the whole thing. But I did watch about a half hour of it, and I didn't hate it. Doesn't mean I won't. It just means that what I saw was fine at that time.
Yeah, for me, that's an okay reaction to a film. So, that's good.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
I don't need to piss myself every time I see a movie, honestly. People, relax. We want to wrap up?
Yeah, let's wrap up. I was actually gonna take a look at the man who killed Don Quixote. I was gonna actually see what Gilliam has done recently, if he's done anything recently.
I never saw Tideland, which I was told everybody in the world hated.
Tideland, was that no, that's Tigerland. I'm thinking of a different one. I know Tideland. That's the one with it's a CGI heavy. The little girl, Fantasy World. I did see some of that. Another film that I did watch, that one. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's like really somewhere in the middle. It's very ambitious.
Oh.
It feels very much like the Peter Jackson film that he did, Lovely Bones. It feels similar to that.
So vapid and pointless.
Kinda.
Okay.
I wasn't thrilled about it, but I also didn't hate it.
The only Terry Gilliam film that I really only gave one shot and could not make it through was the Brothers Grimm.
I did watch that. It wasn't
just the accents. The two guys were. No, I can't understand a fucking word you're saying. I'm not putting subtitles on for this dumbass accent.
Yeah.
No, that was just. There's no need for it. There's no. You're not. If they're speaking English, no one's gonna call continuity on you. This is not that kind of fucking film.
Yeah.
Come on.
So yeah, Brothers Grimm, not good. Tideland, Then after that, he directed The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, which was Heath Ledger's last actual film.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Same here.
I never saw it. It came out a year later after he died.
By the way, that makes two films that I won't watch solely because of the accents of the actors. That and Moonstruck.
Oh, Moonstruck. Well, I mean, it's a New York accent.
I can't.
Snap out of it.
Oh, torture. Like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah, but, I mean, Fargo goes there with accents.
Different accent.
Well, yeah.
There's an accent, and then there's just talking in an annoying tone.
I won't disagree. I do like Moonstruck, though.
It's a personal
for
bias.
What it's worth.
Like, I can't make it through the film because their accents just make me want to like punch the TV. I can't do it. I have my limits as a human.
Then he did, and we'll end the show. And I haven't seen it. It's been 8 fucking years. I remember seeing the trailer for this, and if really, time just goes way too fucking fast. It really feels like I saw the trailer for this a couple of years ago. But Zero Theorem.
I just watched that recently.
With, what's his face?
The Nazi killer. The Jew hunter.
Right. What the hell's his name?
I forget.
Anyway, I saw the trailer. I thought it looked very interesting. It kind of looked like maybe he was going back to form. It's the actor's name is Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz, yeah. I watched it during the pandemic shutdown.
Yes.
Not recommending it.
No kidding. No.
It's an interesting entry into the Terry Gilliam film archives.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where you understand what he's doing and you get what he's doing, kinda, but you're still not with him.
Okay.
It's just a right level. You know what it is? It's Brazil, but not Brazil enough. It almost feels like he's trying to rekindle that Brazil feel. Very much so.
I think that's what anyone that enjoyed it critic-wise did because of Brazil.
Yeah, it just didn't touch me.
You want it to touch you?
I would have liked to have been touched a little bit. Yeah. It's got some good moments in it. I think it's longer than it needs to be, and I don't think it really satisfies at the end.
Yeah.
But it could just be me.
And the last thing he did was The Man Who Killed Don Quixote in 2018. That's the last thing.
Which I haven't seen.
Directing anyway.
And it's not because what's his face is the lead actor.
Oh,
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. Yeah, it's Adam Driver.
Adam Driver, yeah.
Adam Driver.
Because originally it was supposed to be Johnny Depp when they.
Well, I'm sure it would have been.
No, I'm saying it was supposed to be. The documentary shows him like doing some scenes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they were.
How old is the documentary?
Oh, there's a whole documentary. And the whole it just like they're out in the desert and they scouted, but they didn't scout like a long time period. So they're out in the desert, but there's all these planes flying overhead, so they can't shoot any sound. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, again, middle of the desert, fucking flash flood just rips apart their equipment.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was just like the film, and then I forget the actor that he wanted for Don Quixote, but he was an older guy and he had a bad back, and he kept telling him he's got a bad back, he really can't ride a horse. And I was like, no, I want him, and I want him on the horse. It's like, dude, this is where a producer would get his like, listen, Terry, he's not getting on the fucking horse. All right. And I think that's exactly it. It's the same thing happened with Baron Munchausen.
Oh right, yeah.
Behind the scenes, just shitstorm after shitstorm is because his producer was just a jackass. The book on it's called Losing the Light. I highly recommend it. It's a great read. It's for behind the scenes stuff, especially about how the. No, I'm not going to get into it further. But
especially what? Yeah. I'm intrigued now. I never read that.
Oh, there's one part where Uma Thurman was only like 16.
Oh, about all the Italian stagehands made a bet.
Italian crew. Let me just specify the Italian crew members.
Thank you. What the fuck? Come on.
It specifies. I'm just saying.
I understand.
But the Italian crew members were taking bets on who was going to deflower her.
Right.
And they had to keep an eye on that.
She was 16 and she does almost full frontal. One breast is completely exposed.
It's tasteful. It's
yeah. Well, she plays Venus, so one hand is around one breast, the other one is exposed at 16, which is interesting.
It's art.
It
wasn't a sexual scene. It doesn't matter.
Very artistic.
Yeah.
My wife. All right, let's go ahead and end this.
All right,
everybody. Again, thank you for joining us for another episode of Movie Sucktastic. This is episode 349. Nice. So that means when we do King Kong, it's our 350th episode. That's going to be fun. We have nothing planned, and we're not going to.
It's a fitting film for the 350th episode.
Why?
Because it's big.
Oh, okay.
Can't explain everything.
I don't know. I thought you were going somewhere different with it. Anyway.
No. I was being straightforward.
Yes. Okay. Go to our website at moviesucktastic.com. Download and listen to the show there. You can also go to iTunes. You can do the same thing there. You can go to facebook.com/moviesucktastic, and you can see what we're up to, anything that we post. You can also leave us email. You can send us email, themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. You can leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470. You can also download the app for your Android device. Go to moviesucktastic.com/mst.apk, or you can download your favorite podcast player and just do a search for Movie Sucktastic in it, and the feed comes right up. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
This is all for you, Damien.
It's all for you. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sanists.